Hello everyone! Have I already filmed this intro once, but I forgot to turn on my microphone? Why would you ask that? That is such a weird and specific question. It has nothing to do with anything going on in the video right now. I bought a new microphone. Look at her. Look at me. I hope this is going to make my life so much more easy. Reading vlog. I have started Half a Lifelong Romance by Eileen Chang, and I'm so excited to tell you about it because this book is so good. Eileen Chang is a Chinese author, and she is like one of the most famous Chinese 20th century authors. She moved to the United States, I think in the 1950s, but she continued to write about China until the end of her life, I think. And this book follows a young couple in 1930s Shanghai, which, like, if you know me, you know I love Shanghai, okay? We are at the point in the book where I'm at, that we're still at the very beginning of the book, of the relationship of these two people. And I already know that they're not gonna stay together forever, which I'm already upset about. But the writing is just so beautiful. It is a very simple writing style. I'm not really sure how else to describe it, because I wouldn't call it boring or simplistic or really like mundane. I would just call it's so simple in the way that human life is simple, like in the way that the leaves turning yellow in autumn is simple. It's very poetic, but also very simple. I can't think of a better synonym for that. But yeah, the writing is so beautiful, and just like the whole book feels so melancholic. Shanghai in the 20s and 30s is a time and place that I find very fascinating, and so I also just like where we are at historically in this book. But yeah, I'm really enjoying myself so far. I don't want to speak too soon. This might be a 5-star book. I haven't had a 5-star since May. It's been a full 5 months. I wouldn't mind, But yeah, I am really, really enjoying myself. I'm having a great time. It's so beautiful. I can't wait to continue and tell you so much more about it. And then the other book I probably plan to read in the next couple of days is Nick and Charlie by Alice Oseman. I just read all of Heartstopper for the first time ever a couple of weeks ago. For those of you who somehow have lived under a rock for the last few years, I don't know what Heartstopper is. Heartstopper is a comic series that the author Alice Oseman originally published, I think, on Webtoon and Tumblr. And it just follows these two high school students called Nick and Charlie and how they fall in love. And it's so cute. It's so wholesome. It's so beautiful. I honestly found a lot of their struggles really relatable. I haven't talked too much about this on here, but I am severely mentally ill. I don't have an eating disorder diagnosed, but something's definitely not right, And so in volume 4, Charlie struggles a lot with his mental health, and he has to go into inpatient treatment, and he gets diagnosed with anorexia and OCD. And that chapter specifically, and kind of the way their relationship has to go through that as well, and how Nick has to go through that as well, was just very touching and almost relatable to me, because it's just something that I've been struggling with for so long, and it has taken its effects on my relationship as well. And so, yeah, Nick and Charlie has just been doing a lot of good in my life have just done a lot of good in my life for the last few weeks. And yeah, Alice Oseman then also went on to publish 2 novellas about these characters. She published This Winter, which I've already read, and also Nick and Charlie, which is the one I'm still missing. So I want to read Nick and Charlie in the next few days as well. I have the audiobook taken out from the library, and I think I only have 2 or 3 days left on that loan. So yeah, I'm gonna listen to that. So those are the reading plans. I have a couple of other things that I've just been kind of picking up, reading a couple pages, putting it back down. Nothing that's really on the currently reading. So I think I'm gonna get to those when I get to those. Let me just take a sip. Today we're having a chamomile tea because I've been sleeping like ass for the last few days, and just even even if like, I don't think caffeine has anything to do with it. I drink 1 cup of black tea a day. Like that is not an insane amount of caffeine, and I don't think that is why I've been sleeping so poorly. But like, I don't need to tempt fate like that, you know? Like I can just not drink the caffeine for a couple of days and see if it helps. So I've been on chamomile tea for the last 2 days. It's not quite as good as my black tea. I drink a black tea with vanilla with a splash of milk. I've drank that every single morning for the last 2 months, maybe. It's so good. Oh, I miss it so much. Once my sleeping is like back on track, I'm gonna try to get back into the black tea and see if the sleeping gets worse again. I won't do it. But like, if it doesn't, I'm glad to not be drinking chamomile tea every morning. Okay, and with that, I think I'm gonna go ahead and live my life and film some of it. See you all then. All right, everyone. Hello. Welcome to Update. I am in a reading slump. Yes, it is true. I've been struck, you know, but that shall not stop us. I'm gonna go to the city center right now. I'm really not in the mood. The weather is so gloomy, but I haven't left the house all day today. And also I only went to the grocery store yesterday. Like I need to pretend like I'm a real human being, I guess. And also we're out of tea and candles, so can't have that. Yeah, so I'm going to the city center, crossing my fingers that there's gonna be a bus, because I do not want to walk. But yeah, it is very gloomy, but it's not supposed to rain. So I'm gonna strut on, I'm gonna soldier on, and yeah, I'm gonna take you with me. I don't know, I've been really in a kind of bad mood the last couple of days. Again, I've been sleeping very terribly. Yeah, it's fine. We're gonna turn this day around now. And even if we don't, at least I can have my tea tomorrow. Okay, I'm back. I was in the city for a lot longer than I expected. And it was actually my first time being back there. Yeah, I think since I moved away to go to China last year. So it was fun. I did some shopping, some unexpected shopping. And I thought I would give you a haul. First thing I got was just the tea I went to the city center for. This is a black vanilla tea. I'm not sure if this is the one I had last time, but it's a black vanilla tea, you know, there's not much to do wrong about this. And then the other thing I needed to buy was candles. So I got started with these larger candlesticks because, well, what do you want me to say? I needed to buy candles, I bought candles, okay? And you're like, wow, Mariela, that is such a reasonable amount of candles to buy. And to that I say, I bought more candles. I bought 3 different colors. I got dark green, dark red, and this like creme white candle. Yeah, I really like these ones. These are from La Nunana, in case you're in Germany and are looking for stick candles. The ones from La Nunana are the best ones. Yeah, I bought a bunch of those. And then I also remembered that last year, me, my boyfriend, and my roommate, we went just like exploring the city, and we came across this like used media store, and I was like, you know what, I haven't left the house in 2 days, might as well like make an afternoon out of it. So I decided to go to that media store, and I bought 2 things, if you want to count it as that. I bought season 1 and season 2 of Criminal Minds, because literally the only reason I currently pay for Disney Plus is so I can watch Criminal Minds. And I can acknowledge that that is ridiculous. And I've been like thinking about starting to buy them on DVD for a while. And then they were there. I just think like used media stores, or like media stores in general, are so rare these days. And so I was like, you know what, I would really like to support this place, because I really like that it exists and that people here still have the option to go there to buy used media and all of that. So yeah, I love Criminal Minds. It's probably my favorite show. Very excited about these. Gonna add these to my DVD collection. Gonna clean all of this up. put the candles in my candle holder. And then maybe make dinner? Question mark. Good morning, everyone. Where's my book? Oh, got it. Good morning, everyone. Reading update. I have made some progress in The Son of Neptune by Riordan. I'm about 100 pages in now. And I actually am having a good time. Who's surprised? I know. I think that I have this thing with books that I like / think I'm gonna like, where I just don't read them. I don't even know why. Like, it's not like I'm saving them for a special occasion necessarily, or that I'm looking for, I don't know, the perfect moment to read them. Things that make me happy scare me. Especially for books that I just read for entertainment like this. Having the only thing that stands between me and enjoying these is myself. And so that is a lot of responsibility to me. And I just have a hard time picking shit up that I'm gonna enjoy. And I'm not really sure where that's coming from, but it's definitely something I've noticed with books over the last few months, where I would pick them up. I'd be like, wow, this is incredible. I love this. I am so excited to be reading this. And then I just put them down, never pick them up, get a reading slump to accompany all that. And it's been a little bit frustrating, to be honest, but I am having a good time with these. To me, like Percy Jackson in general, this whole universe, it is very fun, just entertainment, escapism. I do have to say, I don't remember shit from the first series. So for those of you who don't know, by the way, this is a spin-off series to the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, which I read, I think I finished it in 2021, maybe, or 2022, so a couple of years ago. And while I did enjoy myself with Percy Jackson, I do have to say I felt that I was not the target age group. I was reading it and I vividly thought to myself, wow, this would hit so much harder if I was 13 right now. And I wasn't, unfortunately. So I kind of missed our moment there. And then these ones, the characters are a little bit more aged up. But yeah, anyway, I read those, I had a good time with them, and then I completely forgot everything that happened. I've noticed this about myself with books that I read more for just pure entertainment and enjoyment reasons, and less for analytic, or less with a critical or analytical lens. I do tend to forget them quicker. Like, there are plenty of books that I've read years and years ago, even before Percy Jackson, that I very clearly remember that I'm still able to very much in detail, that I'm able to talk about in very much detail, which I'm not with Percy Jackson. And I actually yesterday decided to watch Gavin Reads It All's video, where he read all of the Percy Jackson books when the series came out originally. He read all of the original 5 and also a novella, and he did like a full spoiler video. I love his video so much. He did a full spoiler video where he talked about all of the books in that series, and that actually really helped me, because it kind of refreshed my memory on some of the characters, on some of the events that happened. I definitely didn't feel like I was really missing essential context to these books. This is the second one, I don't know if I've said that. But I do think that just like knowing what went on before we started in the series is a little helpful. I watched that yesterday, read about 70 pages of this yesterday as well, and now I'm back in it. Yeah, I do really love the Percy Jackson universe. I love all of these characters. I think the world is so fun and so creative and just so easy to get lost in, easy to get convinced by as well. Like, sometimes the way that he implements Greek mythology and this whole world into our modern world is just very clever, in my opinion. It's very charming. I love all of the characters, as I said. This series is multiple POVs. So in Percy Jackson, all of the books are written from Percy's POV. And then in this series, we actually follow 3 different characters in the first book. We go with them through their story. The book ends and we learn finally we unravel one of the main mysteries of the book. And then in this one, we somewhat start over. So in this one, we follow Percy and 2 other characters. And I do think that I do like the multiple POVs. I think they add a lot to the story, and I think just in general with adventurous stories like this, you can just do so much if you have multiple people's lenses to view a situation through. But the fact that we follow a different set of characters in this one to the one we follow in the first book has kind of made it a little bit harder to me getting into this one, just because it feels like I'm again reading a new series, because I can't really tell you why, obviously, but nothing that happens in the first book for now matters in this book. Nothing that we resolved in the first book, none of the journey we have gone through, none of the character development is in any way, shape, or form influencing what is happening right now in this one. And that is, I wouldn't call it frustrating necessarily. It just kind of means that I constantly think about the other characters, and also that I'm constantly like, oh man, I wish that there was some progress going on. I think it would be better once the characters like go on their quest and the whole story turns more adventurous as well. But for now, I do, and I get why he did it. I think once I'm getting towards the end of this book, I think I'm gonna really enjoy this choice. I'm just, right now, it is making it harder for me to enjoy this. That's it in terms of reading updates. I haven't made any progress in anything. Oh, actually, oh my god, I did. I listened to the audiobook of Nick and Charlie. Okay, I was listening to a German audiobook through my library, and I do have to say that I didn't love the translation of this one or this winter, to be honest, which I also listened to in German. The characters didn't feel like Nick and Charlie to me at all. And I can't really tell if that is just the writing, because they're a little bit, like, Nick and Charlie takes place a little bit after Heartstopper, or at least after what we've gotten of Heartstopper so far, I think. So I don't know if it's that, or if it truly was just the translation, but the characters just felt very inauthentic to me. I also didn't love the narration, so I didn't have as good of a time as I could have had I read this as a physical book in English, I think. It was still a good time. I do love Nick and Charlie, and it was just so emotional to me, you know? I talked about this earlier, but I just find Nick and Charlie a little too relatable for comfort, to be honest, and the whole discussions on moving away for university and all that was very emotional for me. That's it for reading updates, I think. I am gonna have breakfast now. And I might take a walk. It's been so gloomy this entire week. And like, I don't really mind rain or like bad weather in general, but if it's like this constant, I do get, like, eventually it does wear you down, you know? So I think I might just lay in bed and read more today. Let's see. I will keep you posted. Reading update. I'm almost halfway through Son of Neptune now, and I'm having such a good time. This is so fun. I kind of am regretting not filming kind of like a series reading vlog. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going. They never look as bad as they do when I'm trying to record. Okay, let me. I kind of regret not filming like a whole series reading vlog for the series. I would really like to do that sometime. Famously, I'm in the middle of filming a Luna Chronicles reading vlog, and I'm having a blast, and I really enjoy being able to talk in depth about like the plot of a book, and especially of a series continuance, because I think with like series, especially like once you get into the 3rd or 4th book in a series, I can't tell you shit about what's happening because I'm just gonna spoil everything that came before it. And so being able to like talk about it in depth in a series reading blog. I don't know, it's just really fun to me, okay? So maybe I'll do like only reading the second half, like only reading 3, 4, and 5, and like doing a full spoiler thing for that. I don't know, let me know what you think. For now, I am halfway through and I'm really enjoying this one. I do have to say, I do think it's more fun than the first one. I think the fact that Percy is a character that we already know and love definitely helps with that. But also like the stakes feel a lot higher already. And we just learn so much more about the lore of the conflict and the villain, kind of. I do like the other two protagonists, Frank and Hazel. They're really cute and fun too. And I'm a little bit scared where their journeys are going, because like so far it doesn't look that great for them. I really like Frank and Hazel. I'm scared for them though. And also we have been reintroduced to Nico. For those of you who don't know, Nico is a character that we meet in Percy Jackson, and he's in this. And I know the people go crazy for Nico. From the first series, from just Percy Jackson and the Olympians, I feel very neutral about him. I honestly don't remember him that well, but I do think that he is such an interesting character, and I'm very excited to see where he is gonna go and where he's gonna go with our heroes in this one. I'm also really excited. There's the prophecy of the 7. You know, like it says 7 heroes everywhere here. Do you see that? There's a prophecy of the 7. And we know the first 3 are the 3 protagonists in the first book. I'm assuming the second 3 are the 3 protagonists in this book. And it leaves us with the 7th person who has not yet been confirmed as being the 7th of the prophecy. I would assume that maybe it is Nico, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to see. I do hope that sometime throughout this book we're gonna have a reintroduction of the heroes from this book and the heroes from the first book. I hope this is not something that like continues on into the last book where they just don't meet and have very little to do with each other, because that is just kind of not annoying, because like I like being in these characters' POVs, but I know it will be so satisfying when they do meet, and I don't want to wait till the last book for that to happen. Other than that, plans for the rest of the week. I think I'm gonna keep this vlog going till Friday. It is currently Monday. Tomorrow, Tuesday, I'm going back to my hometown because I have a doctor's appointment. I need to return some books to the library, and also I have like a TV production thingy. I'm debating on whether this is lore I want to drop right now. And I'm a little bit anxious about it. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, and then I don't really have plans for the rest of the week. And yeah, I think for today, I'm just gonna keep on reading this. I think I want to finish this week. That would be nice. See you in the next update. Alright everyone, we're on the daily walk and I thought I would just give you a quick final update. So first things first, I actually started a new book. I started A Murder is Announced by Agatha Christie. This is, I think, the 5th Miss Marple novel, and I was just very randomly in the mood for it. So I started. It is about a sleepy little town where one day there's a newspaper announcement that a murder is going to take place that evening. And everyone kind of thinks it's a joke, that's so weird. And then someone actually dies. And we just kind of follow all the characters that were present and try to figure out what's going on. And Miss Marple is there and she's meddling and I love her. I'm about halfway through The Son of Neptune now. And that book is so fun. I love Riordan so much. I love the Percy Jackson universe. I just think it's a good time. And I'm happy to continue on in the next vlog, I guess. And then lastly, I didn't read any more of Half a Lifelong Romance.
I'm honestly not quite sure why. Yeah, I think it's just my general fear of reading books that I like. I'm not really sure where that's coming from, but it is a thing, unfortunately. I think I'm gonna continue with that once I'm back in my university town. I'm going back this evening, so yeah, I'll update you on that in the next vlog or a wrap up or sometime other soon. Hope you all had a good time. Let me know what you're currently reading in the comments down below, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!